Warning, this podcast contains a brutal stabbing. It was.
Very unexpected. I was like, whoa.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Scream, Season 1, Episode 6, Betrayed. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-host, Kim.
Hi.
How's it going? I thought you were going to do like a howdy-ho. Like, it's on loop. Why is the music on loop?
Turn it off.
I did. That scared me. I was like, we're starting the show again? So...
Apparently the music wasn't ready.
Yeah, apparently. So what'd you think about this episode?
Well, the beginning had me all confused. I was all like, okay, so they're still in the field, got it. And then she's like, let's go to Brandon James's house. I'm like, okay, let's go to Brandon James's house.
Yeah.
And then all this crazy shit started happening, and it was a little like, wait a minute, what? And it was like, oh, it's a dream. Okay.
Yeah, they had to do the obligatory, like, dream sequence.
Oh, turn it off.
Sorry, it was too bright in here for the show.
Yeah, so needless to say, the person was like, oh, look, it's a daisy. And I'm thinking, like, oh, maybe it's another trap. He's leading her into shit again. I'm like, but wait a minute. How would he know what? I'm like, oh, God. But then it was like, oh, wait, what? She's killing herself. She's killing herself.
Yeah. I don't know. So I guess the big thing in this episode was the end. So we'll kind of memento this shit. So Will gets stabbed at the very end of the episode, and
dragged away.
Yeah, he gets dragged away, and Piper's kind of like, I almost want to say paralyzed, but she's not, like, she's just like
she was kind
dazed.
of knocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little. She hit her head.
Yeah.
And hard enough to be like on that edge of fainting for a minute. Like it was there before it kicked in and then she went bleh.
Right. But am I alone in not giving a shit about Will?
I don't know. I don't like there's a lot of weirdness going on there because you're leading up to this point. You got, okay, so he's trying to be the good guy, but he's not. Like he kind of like he was manipulated into everything, and then Jake throws him under the bus last episode, and Jake is a manipulating asshole. I'm waiting for him to die,
unless he's the killer.
Or yeah, that's possibly possible. But I mean, he's up to a lot of shit. And it was in his face when he was trying to be all supportive and be Nina's friend, or yeah. Wait, no, Brooke's friend, excuse me. Nina's trying to be Brooke's friend. And he hugged her, but you see the look in his just the look. He gave this look like, I'm up to shit. I don't think I'm being sneaky, but I got a plan.
Yeah. My favorite scene in this episode was when Noah and Audrey were walking, and Noah was basically talking about all the different like archetypes that all the characters had, and as he was discussing them, they were walking by in the background. Like, that was the perfect scene. Like, I don't know why I loved it so much, but I think it's my favorite scene of the entire series so far.
I love any scene with Noah. I love Noah's character.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Noah's really awesome. And the resting creeper faces, oh my god. They were amazing.
There's a lot of little things in this episode that was definitely interesting. We got more insight of the possibility of why Rachel was killed the way she was killed. Because we remember we've been wondering about them, like why she staged as a suicide while all of the other ones were flat out obvious murders.
Right.
and it was now why. I'm still a little wondering, why. I lost my train of thought there for a second. Aubrey. I was trying to think of her name.
Audrey?
Audrey. Yeah.
Yes.
Why is it going towards her? Why is he, or she, or whoever the killer is? Why are we
Focused on
making it
Audrey.
look? Yeah. Why are we making it look like her?
Yeah, that is a good question. But Audrey was. I thought for a minute Audrey was in on something
I did too.
because I was like, this looks really bad, and I mean, I don't blame Audrey for wanting that destroyed. I don't blame Audrey for telling them not to look at it. But on the
Oh no.
same
Yeah.
hand, I don't believe um I don't disagree with what Emma and Noah did by watching it because I don't think I could have not watched it and destroyed it.
Oh no. There's no way. Yeah. It's too. One being too curious. Anyway, we were like, oh well, I really wanted. Why did she really want to be destroyed so bad? Two. What if it did implement her as the killer?
Yeah, because then Emma would
And
be in on it. Like that would only come back to hurt her. Emma would feel more responsible. I mean, the detective called her out on it. Said, if we let Audrey go and there's another murder, that blood is on your hands. Like that's putting a
yeah,
lot on Emma's shoulders.
considering she already felt bad for Riley,
Yeah,
believing that that was her blood on her hands, and that's the case too.
yeah.
Fucking Riley, damn it, Emma. But still a little sore.
Mm-hmm.
But we also get, with all of this story, we get some more insight into Brandon James and Daisy's relationship.
We did, and it was kind of what I've been talking about this whole time. It wasn't he's just like watching her from afar and in love with her, and then, you know, uh, just decided to creep her out. That's not what it was at all. They seemed like they were really good friends and could have pushed for a relationship.
It definitely had a possibility that obviously she could see past Brandon James's, you know, problems
Right.
with
Now,
his face and things.
I meant to go back and watch. I think it was the first or second episode. I want to say second. I didn't have a chance to, but the scene that they showed, the flashback again of the doc. I seem to remember. Uh, uh, what's her name? I just totally Margaret. It's a flower, Daisy. I seem to remember Daisy saying like, "You promised you wouldn't hurt him" or something.
Yeah,
But the way she was telling the story, it seemed like she didn't know that they were there at all.
yeah. So
So,
we're getting a little bit of contradicting
yeah,
story. But what I did like was the fact that she said, she thinks that Brandon never did it.
right,
Like he wasn't the one who did the murders.
yeah,
And that puts a little, throws a whole little thing going on there. It's like, okay, so maybe Brandon didn't do the killing and someone else did.
maybe it was the boyfriend.
That was my thought process.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was the boyfriend and Emma's father, as we are to believe at the moment.
I still think that that's not really Emma's father. I
I'm
still
starting.
think that Brandon James is Emma's father.
I'm still going on that thought too because I think that'd be cool. I am going on an interest.
I'm gonna be disappointed if it's not because it's gonna be too bland. Like
Yeah,
you gotta spice the story up. So,
it's gotta be different.
mm-hmm.
But that I really like that train of thought that it wasn't Brandon James, but Brandon James got easily framed
Yeah,
for all of it, being that he was the odd one out, he was the strange one, he was the one that everyone was. It's that whole fear of the unknown. You're afraid of what you don't understand.
yeah.
In that case,
Um, am I the only one that does not like Detective Brock?
the what's her first name?
I don't remember.
He calls her Rain.
Lorraine.
Yeah,
Yes.
and no, I do not like her at all. I
mean,
literally wrote down bitch.
she. So all right. So just recently, I got through watching the show called Secrets and Lies, and the detective in that show reminds me very much of this one, where they kind of go and break the rules. Like, she knew she wasn't supposed to be interviewing a minor without the parents. Anything that was said at that moment without the parent present would not be able to be held up in court. So that is tainting your own investigation right there.
Hmm.
It's admissible.
Yeah. What do they
So,
think? I don't.
I mean, and then it seems like the police in like every show I watch, I can't stand like the Detective Tanner in Pretty Little Liars. Like, I want to strangle her. Like, she does not know how to do her job, and then even when she's doing her job, she's not doing it properly, or could have, or screwed something up. I don't know. So this Detective Brock seems very much the same, and you could tell that there's some animosity between her and the sheriff.
Oh yeah. I'm
So,
I'm I'm thinking something happened between like something happened like it's something like this kind of like this some case that caused some rift or some big issue between them. I mean, obviously he's already trying to be a better person. So
right.
we found out before that they were doing drugs and messing around and they weren't like the best of creepy disappear in the dark.
Me? Never.
And apparently you don't like female officers. You don't
It's,
like females with authority.
oh, okay, so we're gonna twist it into that. No, they're not doing their jobs.
No, no,
If
I
all she
understand.
did this episode was, tell the sheriff to get out of the room and stuff like that because his jurisdiction isn't there, I would have been fine with it. But she should not have been interviewing Audrey without her parent
No,
present.
no, she's using bad tactics.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to bully Audrey. Um, she's obviously using her, um, whatever conflict between her and the sheriff is she's definitely expressing that, uh, outwardly, angrily,
Yeah.
viciously. I was trying to think of words. Um, and he's retaliating slightly, like you shouldn't be acting like this. So I'm honestly thinking that it was something that happened like this between them.
Yeah. Trying to think. I was surprised Emma actually went through with breaking into the house.
Yeah, she no second thought. That girl's changing.
And I still want to know how they got out of the house.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I was all like, where did they like? They didn't hide. I'm like, did first I was like, oh, maybe they did sneak out the window and was like out but they never really explained how they snuck out.
The assumption was when you see Detective Brock looking out the window was that they went out the window, climbed down the roof, but
Yeah.
they didn't show the window unlocked.
Hmm.
The window wasn't partially open, like, so
Yeah, nothing.
yeah. Um, and the fact that they would have been on foot
Hmm.
too,
Yeah.
or their car would have been nearby, didn't alert the attention of any of the officers. First thing I would have been was like, uh, they're on foot, like go chase them, whatever. Even if you didn't see them, like
Hmm.
they're gonna spread out and look for them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, she didn't do any of that.
no,
She didn't even like call for that or anything. Yeah. Yeah. It was
but
in either she already kind of like thought about who it was and was like, okay, well, we'll just get him later.
yeah, that's
Or
kind of what she did. She pulled Emma aside in the police station, and I was really surprised when Emma actually like went in there and been like, yeah, so Audrey did make a threat, and all this stuff, and but was like she was with me, she covered for her.
yeah,
So
I really did. I was like, I like Emma's character. Where I think I said this before, as she continues to grow. Um, I really like the direction they're taking her with her.
yeah,
That she's
um,
becoming.
we have Omikins who does a lot of other podcasts with us in chat right now, and She says, another female lead named Emma. You can guess what I think of her already. She does not like Emma from Once Upon a Time. So I'm gonna take
Okay.
it. I'm gonna take it as Omi absolutely loves Emma in Scream. That's how I took that comment. So
So like
yeah, Emma has a lot
Canadian.
of depth to her character. Not really.
Sounded sarcastic as shit.
So but I think that's where it's gonna come in if Brandon James is actually her father. I think that's gonna add some depth to her character, and then we're gonna see in the second season, her dealing with the struggle if that's what's revealed, and so I think there's room for depth.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, that's kind of what the show needs right now. So
I think she's.
I almost feel like it's so much needed that it's obvious. So
I don't. I think her character is becoming more.
she is getting more interesting. I'll put it that way. She's getting more daring.
Yeah.
And she's actually investigating. She's not sitting by being the helpless victim. She's actually a go-getter now. Like, even though it was a dream or whatever, we saw her be like, yeah, Jake, or not Jake.
Oh my god.
Why can I never remember that guy's name? Whatever, her boyfriend.
The sexy one.
Yeah,
They never established whether they were dating.
Yeah, the new sexy boyfriend. She was just like, yeah, bring me to the house. I want to face my fears. So, I mean, even though it was a dream still, but that goes to get me thinking now, was that whole date that they had together a dream from the previous episode? Like the gun and everything at the end of the episode? Like, was that all a dream? Because she woke up in the field, which was how it ended. So, did she sleep with him? I don't think she did. I think that was all part of the dream. Kieran. Yeah. Thank you, Omi.
I I didn't even think about that, about it being all a dream.
Yeah, so I think that whole sequence was a dream. I don't think she ever even went out on the gun date. Or if she did, she didn't sleep with them, and that was the dream. I don't know.
I don't know
Because
either.
I believe it cut at one point back and forth. I don't remember if that was a long shot or if there was scenes between. But if there were, I'm gonna have to go back to watch. And when I say I'm gonna have to go back to watch, I don't actually get around to doing it. But if somebody can go back and watch and wants to leave a comment and save me that time and effort, I would much appreciate that. But I do believe that that whole thing was a dream sequence.
That is a very interesting thought. Definitely changes some things.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, in her brain, she thinks she's stronger.
Yeah. So I think Will's gonna survive. I think Piper's gonna be there to hype up his hero story. There's the whole thing going on with the mayor. I don't know how much of that she's gonna end up revealing.
Yeah.
But I think Emma's gonna start to feel bad for Will.
Maybe.
There's some sympathy going on there.
I'm wanting to know where the story with the mayor is going to go. Did he kill his wife, or is it something else, or is it somebody else?
They did find the bed.
The bed sheet, yeah.
Bedspread. The bread sped. The bedspread. Bedspread. Bread sped. Bread sped. No,
Spread
the
on
bread.
the bed.
The bed spread. Yes, it's a tongue twister. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Bedspread. There we go. See, it works. I just had to loosen my tongue up. Unique New York. Unique New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Okay, I got this. If you haven't seen Anchorman, do so. But anyway, now I'm distracted. Stupid kids feeling bad for an ex that wronged them, then pity betting. Yes, Nikki.
Pity betting.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was definitely something in there. It could have been like Jake said, and it could have been like a deer. But why would it be wrapped in a bedspread?
I don't think it's a deer. I definitely don't think it's a deer.
I don't think
But
it's a bread sped.
no, bread spread. Or spread on the bed. Butter and bread. Done.
Uh,
Shit.
so yeah, no, but I want to see where all that goes. I'm interested to see how Piper's story is gonna get into this. But Piper is really getting on my nerves because for a podcaster who's supposed to be like in investigative journalism, she does a whole lot of sitting around in a coffee shop and waiting for things to come to her.
Yeah, she does. Or like the couple times that she's been all like super like weird nosy,
Yeah,
or like she's like, I know shit, or I'm gonna act like I know shit, but I don't really know shit.
yeah,
Like I'm like, I don't know. Like like sometimes I feel like your character's kind of filler.
yep, pretty much. You have anything else for this episode?
Filler like Liv's roommate. Zombie.
Hmm. Anything else for this episode?
uh, not off the top of my head. Bedspread. Bed.
Next week's episode is called.
Tweeting.
Next week's episode is called "Into the Trenches." I was gonna say it was called "Into the Bedspread," but that's definitely not what it is. And in it, Emma tries to save a friend from the killer's dangerous game of hide and seek before time runs out. So it looks like she's going after Will. She's gonna save Will, and they're gonna turn this into. Hopefully, this is the Saw kind of episode where dangerous game of hide and seek. Maybe they start doing the "Do you want to play a game?" kind of, because I feel like that's the big thing that's missing from this Scream TV series. Because for the name Scream, it was involved in really invested in what's your favorite scary movie, and like there was a lot of play into that, and we haven't seen any of that. Like we have Noah, and previously what was her name? Riley. We're really into the movie banter back and forth, and without her, we just have Noah, who's still good at it.
He's still doing it, yeah. It's still you're still getting the whole part of the Scream where they talk about the concepts of horror movies. But yeah, you're right. We really haven't gotten that whole super play on stuff.
Yep. And I guess also for the time being, the teacher seems to be off the hook, but I would not count him out yet.
I don't know. He like seems to show up every time they're talking about him.
Yeah, he's like Beetlejuice.
And we know that whole name thing. Okay, so we know that it's not his real name, and we got that Noah got his fingerprint, but we didn't get any more out of that yet.
How did Noah get his fingerprint off an app? Like what?
Yeah, it was an app he had on his phone and touch. Well, think about it. I mean, okay, so just for instance, on my iPhone, I can use as a password my fingerprint, so it's not far fetched.
Yeah, but there's nothing in the phone there's no camera, no data that reads the screen on your phone.
It's like a touch thing in the phone. I don't know how it works. I just know that it works.
Whatever.
But I don't know how an app would like read your thing and be able to find crap. Who knows?
I need an app to pick up bread spreads.
So. Bed spreads.
Bread spreads, not bed spreads. Bread spreads.
I'm moving my entire
bread
department.
speds.
I'm moving my entire department into halfway into the store because of freaking bed.
Because of bread speds.
Because of bread speds.
Yes. So that about wraps things up. Kim, where can the people find you?
HUFFITY,
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM. You can find the both of us and others on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week, don't forget to change your bedspreads.
Spread your bed.
Spread your bed.
Spread your bed. Sped.
And sped your breads.